Hi guys, and welcome to the Euro Car Show. Today is a very good day, a very good Sunday, because I'm driving the brand new BMW 3 Series. This is a 320d, and we'll get into specifications a bit later. But first and foremost, I want to talk to you guys about design. I want to talk to you guys about what's changed on the interior and the exterior, technology, all the goodies, all the good stuff. Then I'll give you my personal opinion on this car. And you know, spoiler alert, if you really don't want to watch this video, it's a pretty positive review, I'll be honest. I have some things to say, but it's overall pretty positive. Yeah. But if you want to keep on watching, let's go for a drive. So, first and foremost, design. What has changed? And well, you can see the new BMW 3 Series is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous from every angle. I love the front. I love the redesign on the front. It's subtle. It's not that much of a huge leap or anything forward or backwards or anything, but it's a good change and I love it. I love the new taillight design. I love the new headlight design. So overall, the car looks amazing from every angle. I mentioned the taillights. I really love those. I like the dual exhaust situation. It makes the car look so much more sporty, I guess. And the car also feels like lower and meaner and more aggressive. Probably because this is an M Sport. Yes, I know. If you have the regular one, it won't look that aggressive. But still, I think it's a very stunning car and I love the new looks. I won't keep you much on the outside because, well, you can see it. Big wheels, M-Pack equals, well, good car. I love it. But what happened to the inside? And I'll tell you what happened to the inside just after I watch out so I don't crash this car. Now I can tell you. Basically what happened is that BMW has finally changed the interior. Finally. And when I say finally, it's a very good thing. I love this new interior. So first of all, materials wise, this car is so much more refined, luxurious, comfortable. It's way better. There's just no way around it. It's way better. You have good leather, you have good seats, you have good finishes all over the car. Yes, they have kept a bit of cheap plastic. You can see it on the center console, around the iDrive controls. But besides that, I have no real criticism to offer because this interior is just very, very good. I've mentioned comfort. The seats are great, they are very supportive, and overall the M-Pack option that you have on the interior as well has just made this interior so much better. I love it. The steering wheel, I love the seats, I love everything. Those tiny, tiny touches that when you put them together, it just makes the whole experience more pleasant. Now, technology-wise, that's the major change on the inside. You can see it, the cluster, it's everything digital. I love it. It's a very clear and nice layout. It's just amazing, amazing. I have only good things to say about this interior because I've driven the last 3 Series, which was a decent car, but the interior started to feel a bit old, but especially when you compare it to like a C-Class or a Lexus IS and those cars, it started to feel a bit old and like BMW didn't pay that much attention to it. Here, that's really not the case. It's a very good interior. So, I was mentioning technology, the cluster is new, you have updated iDrive, which has a lot of things you can go through, like media, of course, communications, you have apps now. They're working towards implementing Android Auto. You have now Apple CarPlay, but that's very good. Overall, they're working to make this car finally up to date, I would say, or even better. This car comes with heads-up display, heated seats, all the goodies, all the nice touches. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to shield myself from the sun. Today's a sunny day, so it's quite hard to film. For those who know, you know. For those who don't, I'm telling you. So, technology-wise, BMW has also implemented self-driving options, semi-automated kinda, where you can use the cruise control, which is adaptive obviously, and the car will steer itself into lane and it will just keep on driving. So all those things are really good and everything is nice to the touch, nice to the eye, and works very well, very, very well. I've mentioned the iDrive. The iDrive is just, they keep on adding better and more stuff. So this is just, to me, the best infotainment on the market. No discussion. Now, lastly, for the interior, I want to talk about space. And when I say space, usually in 3 Series, it's rather limited. It's not bad, but it's not good either. this new 3 Series, the G20, it has a longer wheelbase. It's about 9 centimeters longer, which, well, translates into more space in the cabin. It's way closer to what the 5 Series used to be rather than what the 3 Series was. So I like it because it feels more spacious, but it don't really feel it behind the wheel. It doesn't feel heavier, and I'll tell you more about it in a second. And lastly, the trunk is the same as the previous generation. They just increased the rear passenger space. The trunk just remained the same, and it's a good sized trunk. You don't really need that much more. And before moving on to specifications, I want to mention something which I find really funny, because Mercedes used to have it and still have it on their new models, and BMW just implemented the Hey BMW option. And if you use it, well, I'll show you. Hey BMW.
Bonjour. Comment puis-je vous aider?
Well, mine is in French, but you get the point. Basically, all you have to do is tell her, pouvez-vous me trouver un restaurant? Which means, can you find me like a restaurant? And she will do the job just fine. It works very, very well, and it's, you know, it's a nice thing to have. You also have air gesture control as you had in the 7 Series and the 5 Series. They've implemented it in the 3 Series as well, of course. So now you can change your tunes and change your radio station and change your tracks and just go balls out with the volume. Just at the touch of a, not the touch of a finger, how do you even say it, at the movement of the finger? You get my point. It's just like you do stuff like that and it works. Are those options necessary? I don't think so, but are they cool? Of course, yes, they're cool, and BMW knows that, and that's where they're getting their money right now, because they're making cool stuff. Now on to specifications. Specs, well, it's the 2-liter diesel engine. It makes 190 horses and 400 Newton meters of torque, so it's a bit more than the previous generation. You still get the good old 8-speed automatic gearbox, which is just a great gearbox. I love it. BMW, they've been using that ZF for quite a while now, and it works very, very well. The car will do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 6.8 seconds, which is quite quick. And your average consumption, well, BMW claims somewhere around 4 point something liters per 100 kilometers. I'll be honest with you guys, during my tests, I've averaged somewhere around 7 doing highway, but mostly a lot of city driving. So in the city, I was averaging in the low 8s to high 7s, and on the highway you're somewhere at 5.7 at 130 kilometers an hour, which I've rounded up to 7 liters per 100 kilometers. It's probably a bit less, but you know, I love driving these cars, especially this BMW. I'll tell you more about it. Well, just now let's talk about how great this car feels to drive, because it does. You might wonder, well, is it still a good BMW 3 Series? Because it's longer, it might be heavier with all the options added and everything, and it's a 320d, which is not the quickest car they have. It's the more economical choice. No, this car is a blast to drive with the M performance parts, which this has, the suspension, I mean, this car handles like a champion. It's very punchy, you can feel the torque. Their gearbox, it does its job very well, and you can really enjoy this 320d. Plus, low fuel consumption, which, I'll be honest, I love having a car which I can enjoy and that won't ruin me. So this is kind of the best of both worlds. Well, a 330d would have been better because it's still pretty economical and way faster, but this one is not bad at all either. And I've mentioned the fact that it still is very nice to drive because, well, BMW has managed to decrease the weight in spite of all the options they've added and the sound deafening, because you have to know this car is way more quiet overall on the highway, in town. It feels so much more refined and it's more comfortable. The suspension, well, the suspension is firm, because it's the M Sport. It's firm, but it's not bad. You know, you can feel it. It's firmer than usual. You have the low profile tires and everything is just sportier. It's set up in a sportier manner, or for a sportier type of driving. Ow. But that doesn't mean it's bad or uncomfortable. It's just a bit more rigid. but that's also because the body is 50% more rigid. So I don't know. The thing is, this car is better. I love it. I really love it. I think it's a very good car, and BMW has done justice to the 3 Series because it's one of their most iconic cars, I think. The 3 Series, everyone knows the BMW 3 Series, and the 320d has been a bestseller in Europe for quite a while. So this new G20 BMW 3 Series 320d M Sport is just a very good car. But there's a downside with all BMWs, and that's their price. This car, as you can see it right now with all the options it has, I haven't gone through all of them. I'll post a link to the spec sheet so you can see everything if you want to. Oh my god, 60,000 euros. That's a lot of money for a 3 Series. I'm not saying this car is not worth it, I'm just saying that's a lot of money for a BMW 320d. But that's, you know, that's what happens with Germans, and especially with BMW. If you want options and if you want like a well-optioned car, you have to pay. You won't be disappointed, at least not in my opinion, but it's gonna cost you some money to get behind the wheel of this car. That being said, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any more questions, make sure to leave a comment. I'll answer, because I do that. I love doing that. It's that exchange we have. I really love it. I honestly love it. It's not about statistics or stuff like that. I just like the interaction with you, and it always led to interesting conversation. Even criticism, when it's positive, it's good. So do it. It really helps me. But if you have no criticism and no comments to, well, leave, just make sure to give a big thumbs up to this video. Help us. And subscribe for more, because it's free. And it only takes a second, and it helps us so much. You can't even imagine how much it helps us. So if you can afford the time and the click, please do it. As for me, I'm Gabriel, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.